Barely 7 months after Pehlu Khan was lynched on the Jaipur-Delhi highway, another incident has surfaced in Alwar. This time the murder of 42-year-old Umar Khan. Umar Khan's family today refused to accept his body in Jaipur or even allow a post-mortem. They allege that he was killed by cow vigilantes on the 10th of this month when he was transporting milk cows to his village. The police today detained one person in this case and claimed that a total of 6 people were involved in the attack on Umar and 2 others. However, they say they are yet to establish vigilantism as the reason for his death. Rajasthan's Home Minister says they just don't have the manpower to stop such incidents in the state.
Umar Khan's family demanding justice. They say they will not accept his body until all those involved in the murder are not arrested.
मैं इतने कोई पोस्ट मास्टर नहीं कराता हूँ, इतने तक मेरी मांग पूरी नहीं होगी, इतने जो मिट्टी करने वाले हैं मुलजिम हैं, जो मुलजिम गिरफ्तार नहीं होंगे, मैं इतने तक कोई पोस्ट मास्टर नहीं कराता.
In the early hours of the morning on the 10th of November, the police recovered this abandoned pickup truck with 6 cows inside, one of which was dead. The rear wheels of the pickup had been deflated and the windscreen was shattered. 12 kilometers away, the police also found Umar's body lying on a railway track. Umar's family say he was brutally murdered while transporting cows bought in Jaipur.
अन्याय हुआ है, बहुत अन्याय हुआ है. मतलब ये जीव के जात, मतलब ये कुत्ता बिल्ली की सी मौत हुई है उसकी सर. मतलब उसका मतलब न्याय होना चाहिए.
बच्चे तो ऊपर वाला ही पालेगा. अभी इसको तो सरकार सोचेगी कि ऐसे वो होएगा उसका. छोटे बच्चे हैं, 8 बच्चे हैं.
Tahir and Javed, who were with Umar in the truck, say they barely managed to escape that night. Tahir's elbow was grazed by a bullet. Seven months after Pehlu Khan was lynched for transporting cows right on the Jaipur-Delhi highway, this is the second such incident in the same district, Alwar. The Maves, a traditional community of cattle rearers, now say they live in fear.
मेरे घर में भी 2 गाय हैं. हर घर में 2 गाय, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा 200 गाय. हमारी ये आजीविका का साधन है. हम इसके बिना रह नहीं सकते और ये आए दिन के अटैक हमारे ऊपर होते हैं.
The police have detained one person in this case and are on the lookout for 5 others. But they say it's too early in the investigation to say whether Umar Khan was killed for transporting cows or the motive could be something else. Ironically, the Rajasthan government also says it's helpless to prevent incidents like these.
उससे थोड़ी पूछताछ से कुछ चीजों का मेल मिलाप तो मिल रहा है घटना का, लेकिन अभी 100% नहीं कह सकते कि ये है. हमारे पास इतना मैन पावर नहीं है कि हम हर जगह और हर स्थिति को पहले से समय से पहले कंट्रोल कर लें.
Demanding the government stop such vigilante attacks, the Maeve community in Alwar is sitting in protest. With Mudit Gaur in Alwar, Harsha Kumari Singh, NDTV.
Well, joining us on the program tonight, RSS ideologue Rakesh Sinha here in the studio with us. Tuhin Sinha, author, columnist and BJP ideologue, joining us from Mumbai tonight. Senior journalist Javed Ansari is with us. Asaduddin Owaisi, Lok Sabha MP of the AIMM, and Ajoy Kumar of the Congress joining us shortly. Mr. Owaisi, let me just take this to you straight away. We had seen this kind of a lull, for some weeks now as far as these kind of headlines were concerned. And here again, we've seen this rather disturbing killing taking place. It seems that there is no fear of consequences. And the reason that there seems to be no fear of consequences is because in Pehlu Khan's case, for instance, in the same state, in Rajasthan, all those he had named in his dying declaration aren't even charged, aren't even accused. Do you believe that there is a genuine lack of will to act against vigilantes?
Well, I definitely agree with what you have just said, but not only that, this is a deliberate and a well-organized plan by the ruling party to ensure that the headlines are managed so that the bad press which the government is getting about GST, which is affecting them very badly on ground in Gujarat, I categorically, pointedly charge the BJP that this is what they're doing to change the headlines. They are deliberately ensuring that these incidents happen, and their support is not direct, it is indirect support. And why is it that the Rajasthan BJP government is not able to appoint a nodal officer which they have committed to the Supreme Court, that the state of Rajasthan will appoint a senior police officer in all the districts. That has not been done. Thirdly, this is a classic case of radicalization, and the Sangh Parivar must take the responsibility that it is because of their ideology that these Gaurakshaks are highly radicalized, are extreme in view. And please remember, out of the 31 deaths which happened from 2010, this is the first incident wherein firearms have been used. Now you have these people who have firearms, who are using firearms to kill people, and God knows what will happen tomorrow. So what we are seeing is a classic case of fascism being implemented, that anyone who disagrees with the Sangh Parivar ideology would be taken care of, either in the form of Gaurakshak or by through Gauri Lankesh and every other, whatever issues happening. So it is the responsibility of the BJP government to rise above their ideology and please ensure that they live up to their constitutional duty, which they have failed so far. It is because of the BJP in power that these radical extreme groups are emboldened, and BJP must understand, and Sangh Parivar must understand, that a human being's life is more than a cow. The Constitution of India provides right to life to human being. Let me complete by saying that it is the PUCL which said that Umar Muhammad was killed not only by the bullets of these alleged Gaurakshak, but by also Ramgarh police also. Now this is a very disturbing trend, that for the first time arms are being used.
No, absolutely, and you make an important point there. But what you've said, particularly Rakesh Sinha, Mr. Owaisi saying that he's charging the BJP with ensuring that these incidents happen. That's what he's saying, so that the headlines are changed to divert from issues like GST, which are politically hurting them in Gujarat right now and elsewhere.
Was his statement unexpected? Before anything happens, press release is ready from the Owaisi. A radical is giving a sermon on anti-radicalization. He is accusing Sangh Parivar. I am not going to buy his theory and the conspiracy theory. He always believes in the conspiracy theory. But without if and but, I condemn this incident. And also I don't buy the statement of the Home Minister of Rajasthan that they don't have such a police, that they cannot manage such incidents. It is unlikely for a Home Minister, because it is a blot on any government, whosoever may be, whatsoever may be ideology. It is your moral and legal duty to prevent this such crime, because such things happen. We are the movement of 90 years old. If you want to see RSS, you go to tribal area.
But what you're saying is important. You're saying you disagree. You're saying you disagree with the Rajasthan Home Minister.
I disagree from any Home Minister.
You feel the state government has failed in its duty?
Look, don't put whatever I can say. I am saying that it is unlikely for the Home Minister to say like that. And if you want to see Mr. Owaisi RSS, don't go your brother's statement that remove police for 15 minutes and we will show what will happen in Hyderabad. You want to see RSS, go to tribal area, go to the Dalit area, go to the educational hub. More than hundreds of the teachers are in Vidya Bharati school. Nobody has been converted. Nobody has been tortured. We are not the people 90 years old organization to kill a Muslim or to kill a Christian, to kill a Jew. We are the people who believe in inclusiveness. Second most important thing is that here Owaisi is lecturing on the Sangh Parivar and the crime. I am condemning crime, and such people are defaming Hindutva, defaming the cow protection, defaming the RSS, and these people must be brought to the book. I think exemplary punishment is the only example, because such elements, so-called secularist elements, get the opportunity to spread the venom against the RSS. And Owaisi is a classic example. Owaisi Sahab, I have respect for you. You are a member of parliament, and till the date you have not condemned the Rajkars. You will say that I am repeating, but I am repeating because you are a member of parliament, you have taken the oath, but you have not condemned the Rajakars. You are still perpetuating the politics, policies and philosophy of Rajakars who are against the India's unity, integrity, who are against the integration of Hyderabad.
I just want to ask about the lack of action by Vasundhara Raje's government. Don't you agree, Professor Sinha? And you seem to be alluding to that. you're saying exemplary punishment is the only way to teach these so-called Gaurakshaks a lesson, right? But that's not happening. In Pehlu Khan's case, he identified 6 people in his dying declaration. The police decided on their own कि हम तो उनको कुछ पूछेंगे ही नहीं. We are letting them go. Others are out on bail because the case is so weak.
Nidhi, there is a difference.
So what is the message that the Rajasthan government is sending here?
Nidhi, we are committed to protection of cows. But Mohan Bhagwat ji has categorically said, anyone who is taking violence as a means for a so-called cow protection, they are anti-Hindutva. They are not our people. They must be punished. No state government, no law and order agency should do any modesty, any mercy for such people. Number one. Number two, once RSS chief said something, that is for our philosophy, that is our policy, that is our program. Second thing, Prime Minister has categorically condemned that. Random incidents are taking place. I don't know who is doing that because election is at the fore. It may be some elements who are trying to defame Vasundhara Raje government. It may be some elements prompted by people like Owaisi to do something so that the RSS, BJP and Vasundhara Raje Scindia and Modi should be blamed and abused. Because he has communalized ATM. You remember, ATM was communalized. He said that in a Muslim area, ATM is not getting cash. This is the standard of the member of parliament. You are communalizing each and everything. Even in organic thing, you are communalizing. And unfortunately, people like the Congress party supports you. Congress, Rajasthan will come and directly support.
Let me just look at some hard statistics here. Tuhin Sinha is with us. And Tuhin Sinha, how do you think this is reflecting actually on the BJP government in Rajasthan? The fact that this is happening again and again, the fact that no action has been taken even in past cases. If you look at the data, for instance, that India spent put together on cases of cow-related violence, their database shows that 68 of 70 such incidents were reported after May 2014. More than half of this cow-related violence were from states governed by the BJP. And that Muslims were the target of 51% of cases of violence centered around bovine issues of nearly 8 years, or over 8 years or so. Why do these statistics reflect this? And how do you think it's reflecting on Vasundhara Raje?
Nidhi, what has happened in Rajasthan yesterday is extremely shameful, and there are no words to condemn it. And of course, the Rajasthan government needs to do a lot more. It needs to bring the guilty to book and take the most stringent action against the wrongdoers. Having said that, you know, I have an issue with people jumping the gun and standardizing the use of cow vigilantism, because I'll give you 2 examples. On October 15th, a woman techie in Bangalore was beaten by around 150 people when she reported cow smugglers to the police. In another instance, on 15th September or mid-September, a BSF personnel in North 24 Parganas was killed by cow smugglers. So, you know, I mean, it needs to be treated as a grave law and order issue, but in the same way that we don't prefix anything to a rapist, in the same way that we don't prefix a gold robber or something, you know, I think people like Mr. Asaduddin Owaisi need not jump the gun over here. It's a grave issue, and yes, all the state governments need to do more to address it.
But you're saying it's just a grave law and order issue. You don't think that there are groups who seem to feel emboldened ideologically to do this because certain parties are in power?
So these are the enemies of BJP, these are the enemies of our government. The Prime Minister and in fact many of the senior ministers have categorically, you know, made it very clear that we have nothing to do, the cow vigilance don't represent us. These are people who are out to harm the BJP, and yes, I mean, we need, our state governments need to do more to tame them, to combat them.
Ajoy Kumar, at least both the RSS spokesperson and the BJP representative today are saying that the Rajasthan government needs to do more. I think we can all agree on that. I don't think there is really a defense for the way the Rajasthan government has handled this.
Look, Nidhi, when Mr. Rakesh Sinha or Mr. Tuhin Sinha speaks, you know, and that it sounds very, very good on in terms of optics. But what's happening on the ground is the issue. If 97% of the cases have happened post Mr. Modi, if the targets have been by and large, whether it's the Dalits or the minority, if most of the cases have happened in BJP ruled states, if in my state of Jharkhand, if the BJP active leader of Bharatiya Janata Party is involved in the Ramgarh incident, and if Mr. Tuhin Sinha says that the Bangalore incident was turned out to be a false complaint, and BJP says that that's an actual incident, she was an employee of Wipro and then she confessed that she made a false complaint. The BJP continues to gain political momentum whenever there is election. Why does meat get thrown? Why does it happen that suddenly the cow meat gets thrown into a temple and a pig's head into a mosque? And actively it's always seen. Recently I've given actual data, Nidhi. In Gonda there was this two Dixit brothers who wanted to disrupt and create a law and order problem. They've got linkages to the Bharatiya Janata Party. They were cutting a cow. So the question is, why are they doing this? In Bangladesh, when the minority Hindu houses are being burnt, BJP doesn't seem to be sending the Japtas to protect them. So all this is purely to polarize people and to bring an election. No, one second, Mr. Sinha, can I tell you one second, Mr. Sinha? The data shows that you continuously polarize and then you say good things on TV.
Mr. Ajay Kumar,
the question
is Congress which wants to polarize Muslim
nice
votes in
thing to say,
Rajasthan. It is the Congress which is trying to polarize Muslim votes in Gujarat. You are solely responsible, and I
sack the minister, sir.
I suspect
RSS
Ajay Kumar ji, I suspect
you control the government. Why don't you sack the
behind
why don't you sack the home minister? You are the RSS. You run the government. Sack the minister.
We categorically condemn. You are politicizing this issue. You and Owaisi are on the same side. Unfortunately, Mr. Ajay Kumar, you and Owaisi are on the same side. This is the most unfortunate part of it.
Okay, one second, gentlemen, one second. Okay, we now have 1 second.
You and Mr. Owaisi same the same politics of hate.
Okay, Ajay, just give me a second. Let me get Javed Ansari into this, because Javed was here with us when we were discussing how the Pehlu Khan case unraveled. We also had a special investigation by my colleague Harsha, who was looking at a spate of incidents in Rajasthan, and the police are not even registering them as communal incidents. I mean, there is an utter failure of the police machinery in Rajasthan. Who's to blame for that, whatever the conspiracy theory may be? Why is the Rajasthan government unable to act?
Look, for one, I think Rakesh Sinha has made a very significant statement. It's a failure on the part of the Rajasthan government. The buck stops with the chief minister, especially with the home minister. I'm saying.
But you are quoting me.
No, I said you made a significant statement saying it's the failure of the government, inability of the government.
I said the home, it is unlikely
for the home minister's statement was wrong.
Home minister
should be more articulate.
Okay.
He presented the things in other way. He should be more articulate, saying that there is a lack of police forces, and that may be one of the reasons. That region is applicable to all the states.
You probably regret what you said earlier.
No, I'm not regretting, but you are interpreting in such a way, because you have to oppose the RSS, you have to prove that Rajasthan government is failure. So you are using the words and
I don't need to prove anything. They're doing a great job of that themselves. The fact is that every time a Pehlu Khan or a Umar Khan happens and there is no action, this directly or indirectly emboldens people, because they know there will be no responsibility, nobody is going to be held accountable, and they can go ahead with impunity. That's why these things happen. And there is a deliberate laxity, criminal negligence on the part of the Rajasthan police. A dying statement is disregarded. In this case, they say the body was, that he was trying to attempt suicide. This body was found on a railway track while he has a bullet wound in his neck. So obviously all this flies in face of the facts on the ground, and the Rajasthan government, and especially the Rajasthan police, is doing the BJP government no favors. In fact, there is a point in what Rakesh says here, that this is all adding up to giving the impression, underlining the impression that this is being done as a part of a larger strategy.